Today we're watching Avatar Aang versus Genshin Impact Traveler. I couldn't believe Aang getting hit by that.
Aang the Avatar versus Ether the Traveler.
Which journeyman will come out on top in this elemental battle?
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
never
a
really
death
told me.
battle.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived in harmony, united by a master of the elements, the Avatar.
This
You ever seen the video what's it called? Bending or earth bending and water bending is broken. Bro, them niggas be like, how do you guys have any difficulty? You live on Earth. What the fuck is wrong with you? He said, Zuko was like, how the hell did the Fire Nation take over? Rock beats fire. How the fuck did you... She said, and they used the Toph, and Toph was like, well, I mean, it's just how Earthbenders fight. And he's like, how you guys fight is retarded. You guys can literally make spikes from... You don't even have to make spikes to decapitate people or to impale people. You literally just stop their movement. Put spikes at their feet immediately and then kill them. You can do a lot.
You gotta be nice though.
That's cool, but like,
Some Earthbenders are not tough. Like,
obviously,
I would say most Earthbenders are
not tough. They're not. They're ass.
Because the joint is actually OP, but that's why most of them are trash. Think about it. Really think about it.
And then
Toph was the best Earthbender, and when she was a kid, she invented metal bending. How would nobody cook that up before?
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You tell me it took this shorty?
And then water bending, they were like, bro, there's water in people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like how we saw, what's that, the one villain from Korra? He could bloodbend. He's like, how do you niggas lose? Why not practice and do that? What's wrong with you people? Niggas were like, what? What's it called? This nigga said Toph could make a dust, like a cloud of dust, and to be able to airbend. Why wouldn't she be able to?
I don't know.
If she can feel the vibrations in metal, why can't she control the fucking element of Earth broken down to such a small molecular level? If she can manipulate earthbending, though, why does that not track?
It doesn't track.
I'm listening.
It doesn't track. It doesn't track because Toph can't see specifically.
Okay.
That's her
but
thing.
right, but if it was another
somebody
person,
could see, maybe.
I mean, bowling can lava bend. So what the fuck is that?
I guess you could dust bend.
There are sand benders.
I mean, yeah.
So they're like, why not be able to send the sand into someone's nostril and literally just kill them? Make spikes. They've been able to do it before. Toph was able to make the sand into stone.
You'd have to be a really tough earthbender. That's
Right.
Back to my point. Most
Right.
earthbenders are sorry.
All right.
Most earthbenders are sorry. The best earthbenders we see are Toph,
King Boomy.
King Boomy, Bolin.
You remember that motherfucker bended with his chin and had the rocks come to the metal and rip off his cage? King Boomy was like that.
Yeah. The nigga on Zahir scene, I forget his name.
Yeah, he was like that
He was
too.
like the first lava bender we seen. They had to keep him on a boat of wood. He couldn't have earth around him because he was that dangerous.
Yeah.
He's an actual earthbender. These other niggas are
Sorry. And there's some people that can metal bend, and bro, it only now became worldwide known because of Toph. Nah, nigga. Yeah, they were sorry. You're not wrong.
Avatar reincarnated as different people for centuries, all with their own struggles. And man, was that true for our boy Aang.
Not at first, of course, thanks to his
Aang was
master
always
and
saucy.
guardian, Yatso.
As a cheeky little air nomad, Aang traveled the world causing shenanigans, all while learning to control the winds with air bending.
Based on the real-life
Also, airbending, they said that you can't see that shit.
Yeah, because the air, nigga.
It's air.
They just animate the air for us to see it as we're watching the show, but
From the person that he's fighting perspective,
can't see shit.
a nigga is boxing you and hitting you with shit that you cannot see. You just have to hope that you dodge it correctly. That's so wild.
Martial art Bagua Zhang, airbending is the most spiritual of the 4 bending styles, focusing on evading and diverting attacks through circular motions. With even the smallest movement, Aang can create tornadoes, run like the wind, and block hypersonic explosions.
The perfect style for a twinkle-toed goofball like Aang. He even invented his own technique, the air scooter. How does he not fall off that thing?
Add in a glider staff for flight, and the sky
How
was
old
the
was
limit.
Katara?
But you know how it goes. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Their conquest spread, war was inevitable,
Sorry, my
and
man takes
Aang
that
was
sauce.
the
I'm not
only
mad at
one who could save the world.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with all that, and being forcibly separated from Gyatso. He was just a kid, so he froze up. Like, literally, he accidentally froze himself in his adorable Sky Bison Appa for 100 years.
Until he was awakened by the Water Tribe siblings Katara and Sokka. Time wasn't kind to Aang's people. With no avatar to keep balance, the Airbenders, Aang's entire culture, were wiped out by the Fire Nation.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
You know the Fire Nation had to get them niggas first on the strongest day. Didn't go nowhere else. Yeah, bro, but like Sozen called the and Monk Gyatso really killed them niggas. They ain't die from nothing. Yeah, bro. Why are we acting like Monk Gyatso wasn't like that? First off, second off, bro, like really realize that he had to attack every like, cause you know there was a south air, there was a north air, west and
air temple,
east, right? Yeah. He had to go attack only them because he knew how saucy they were. Earthbenders were sorry.
Nah. The Fire Nation did go for the Airbenders because during the Sozen comic, they knew that Airbenders are pretty strong.
Yeah.
But I think they attack everybody.
They attacked everybody besides the Water Tribe. Because
they've been at war.
Because Iroh was at the fucking Bossing Singh's wall. Right, and then what's it called? He broke down. He was the first person to break down the wall. While so.
But Aang took the wake-up call to heart.
As the Avatar, it's Aang's duty to understand the world's people, learning their cultures, their sadness, joy, and humanity.
And what better way to do that than learning how they kick ass?
From the Northern Water Tribe and his twin crush, Aang learned waterbending. Themed around fluid Tai Chi movements, this style controls liquid in all forms to freeze targets, create water whips, and even cut through steel.
Learning earthbending was way tougher, but Aang's friend Toph taught him to stop being a wimpy pushover. Now he can armor himself in stone, move the terrain of entire cities, and fight blind with a sonar-style seismic sense.
Earthbending is themed around the steady stances of Hung Kuen Kung Fu, waiting for the right moment to strike head-on.
There was a lot to learn, but even with the world at stake and this moody hothead on his tail, Aang had fun doing it. Who could forget the adventures penguin sledding, going through the bending bayous, and living in Ba Sing Se, the city where no wars ever happened.
Yet across his journey, one power eluded Aang, the Avatar state, an enhanced mode of being that came to him in moments of peril.
Sure, if Aang dies in it, the Avatar cycle ends permanently, but who cares when it gives you enough power to wipe out a whole Navy fleet?
Come on, Boomstick. The Avatar state is more than just a power amp.
Jocelyn, how long have you been standing there?
I've been here the whole time. I lurk where all Avatar talk is. Through the cosmic power of the Avatars before him and the ancient spirit Rava, Aang gains the knowledge and experience of all previous Avatars, greatly expanding his bending options. Lava bending from Avatar Roku, sonic shouts from Avatar Yang Chen, and even more are theoretically available to him through their memories.
And this bitch Korra died. She didn't die. She was getting her ass whooped.
Just grind your way to controlling the Avatar state.
Right. If Aang wanted to stop Fire Lord Ozai, he needed something else.
He needed onion banana juice.
Yeah, technically, I suppose. Gross.
Specifically, Aang sought the guidance of Guru Patek. Mastering his power meant clearing his chakras, emptying his mind of earthly attachments. Seems simple, but this also meant rejecting his feelings for Katara, the person he loved most.
When he had to choose between the world or the girl, Aang followed his heart and it
How would you do that? What's wrong with you?
didn't end well.
He got better. Aang was determined to understand the world's people, even the enemy Fire Nation. something he accomplished thanks to the redeemed Prince Zuko, the Sun Warriors,
And these two honkin' dragons! Aang was scared of firebending, but it's totally awesome! It's not just about burning and blowing shit up. Okay, well it is, but there's so much more to it.
formed from the explosive movements of Shaolin Kung Fu. Firebending controls all manner of heat, and through the teachings of fire and water, he can redirect lightning bending, a burst of atmospheric
wait,
discharge
which
shot at over
bending do you
200.
guys think is the best?
Best, but also like you have to think about the elements in terms of like how easy and how hard they are to use.
Right.
That's how I picture it. I don't picture
Okay.
it as what's the best. It's literally like what can you use?
Which one are you picking out of the four?
What do I think I could use? Probably like fire or water.
You think fire or water? Hold on.
Too.
Hey, you got my attention real quick. I have a question. Have you watched Avatar?
Yeah.
So, which bending, if you had to pick one of the four bendings, which one would you pick?
Water bending, and I'd be a bloodbender. Next question.
Wow. Okay. Well, we see how we see where she's at.
Yeah,
She's evil. They say that that's for evil people. I say, personally, what I think I would be able to use confidently, fire or earth. I don't think I'd be an earth. I don't think I'd be an airbender. I would want to be an airbender, but I know I wouldn't be one.
Yeah, because you get Peter Airbender, you gotta be like a monk ass nigga.
You gotta be a chill ass
You gotta
nigga.
be a monk.
Well, you feel me?
Like,
No, I'm not.
if you want to fly and shit.
Right, like
you
no. And then what's it called? Water. I'm not like fluid enough. Like I don't give control enough. It's earth. I'd be like I'd be solid or fiery. That's just one of the two I'd be able to use for sure. They should give Korra. They should give somebody the ability to have multiple bending.
There's different forms of each bending style too.
For sure.
But like,
For sure. But I do think they need to put a villain in the newest core in the new Avatar where somebody has two.
Nigga, I think Korra is the villain.
I actually think Korra is
I
the
haven't
villain
seen that
too.
trailer, but we can watch that.
All right, bye.
100,000 miles per hour.
Iroh, the best uncle ever, used his techniques to redirect natural lightning. So you know it's the real deal. Not crazy enough? At his peak, Aang surpassed benders who could throw buildings.
That was so fire. The airman. Airman was fire. What?
Melt stone, and hold up this gigantic library solo. Whooping Ozai's butt should be no problem, right?
Not exactly. You see, the air nomads were pacifists who believed in the value
this
of
nigga
life
Aang
above all.
loses,
Being the
I'm
last
calling
airbender,
bullshit.
Aang didn't think his
They better
people
say
were
it's because
truly
he's a
gone
pacifist
unless
and he
he
would've
went
never
back
done
on their teachings, meaning he really didn't want to kill Ozai.
So, what, he's just a coward now? Mr. Firelord is about to burn down the entire Earth Kingdom.
Not at all. Are you even listening? Aang was simply at odds with what he wanted and what the world expected, so he needed to make a choice.
Right. In his greatest challenge yet, Aang discovered his true self, making his spirit unbendable and finally mastering the Avatar state.
Making him as strong as avatars who could cause hurricanes, tsunamis, and volcanic eruptions.
Or in Avatar Kyoshi's case, a new island. As in, she broke off nearly 30 square miles of a peninsula to form a new landmass. But to defeat Ozai, Aang needed one final element, something few avatars had bent before: energy bending.
Not the easiest thing to do, but Aang totally overwhelmed Ozai, severing the tyrant's connection to fire and stopping his invasion, all while keeping his no-kill run intact. The ultimate FU to this warlord's ideology.
Now that the Fire Nation had cooled off, Aang led a new era of peace with the United Republic of Nations, a place where all people could prosper and where a new generation and a new avatar would take the reins.
Yeah,
He
the
even
dog
got
shit
hitched
was-
with Katara. Take that, Zutara shippers.
I will end you.
All that work my boy Aang put in, all that work we put into the Aang gang, into Team Avatar. And then this bitch just demolished. Like when I say, you know, she is a bitch. Korra was wilding. Korra was wilding. At first I was like, okay, maybe I'm going on her too hard. No, she was wild and greedy. Yes. You remember when they were like the spirits were like, hey, don't open that fucking spirit hole. She was like, no, I want everybody to be together. And they were like, no, the fuck you don't. You don't want that. She was like, yeah, I do. And then she ignored the spirits that had lived for thousands of years to do her own thing and then destroyed the world. What are we calling that?
Basically.
What are we calling that? She was a bad avatar.
Yeah.
Doubts, Aang fulfilled the Avatar's destiny and then
But maybe
some.
that was
And he
always
did
supposed
it
to
in
be
a
her
way
character.
that was true to who he was.
Because
You know, it was
before
always meant to
being
be
the
the villain.
Avatar, or even an airbender, the greatest thing he could ever be was himself. All in a day's work for a free, fun-loving kid.
Probably shouldn't be, but.
The battle is coming up thanks to this episode's sponsor,
Add extra barbecue sauce.
Ad Astra Abbasas. Welcome to Tibet, a mysterious land governed by godly archons that drew the eye of someone beyond the stars, Ether.
AKA the Traveler.
That's what I'm talking about. If Aang loses, they better say something. Aang was never going to do the killing blow. He had multiple opportunities, couldn't, wouldn't. That's the reason he lost. I'll take that. Anything
Who
else?
escaped his dying world with his sister Lumine in search of the flowers that bloomed on their lost home, only to crash land, awaken to an apocalypse, and get cubed by this jerk.
Separated from his sister, Ether awoke, again, in a new, less apocalyptic age, and fished up his own pathetic pet pixie, Paimon.
Yeah, she makes for good emergency food. With his new guide, Traveler to the windy country of Mondstadt to find his link to the past, but got a Breath of the Wild glider instead.
And his first element, Animo, letting him make air slashes, tornadoes, and of course,
Windblade! But guess what? Traveler wasn't the only one with a power like this. Tibet was full of blessed people wielding these relic things called visions.
vision bearers can imbue their weapons and bodies with elemental power, summon
Well,
items,
this has to
and
be
use
like
a
an
special,
ad
well,
for
vision
Genshin
to
Impact.
perceive
There's
the
no-
elements around them.
Normally, they're limited to a single element, but Traveler is just built different. Through Paimon's guidance, he began collecting elements from mysterious statues across Tibet. No vision relic needed for him.
Each nation had a new culture, a new element, a new crisis.
And new character banners. When asked to play a sleuth for a murder case in Liyue, Traveler wasn't interested. A corpse couldn't tell him where his sis was, but he was roped in anyway and got the Geo ability to form rock constructs and eruptions of Earth.
When Ether ventured to Inazuma, he didn't care about
be
its
able to bend
war
that.
with the Vision Bearers and their Archon either, until he saw the suffering caused by its tyrannical rule, and joined the resistance with electro abilities, fighting the powers that be using electric buzzsaws, thunder blades, and lightning.
He even learned to dodge lightning. Other electro users like my wife Lisa can conjure storms. No shock when my adopted daughter Klee made explosions that raised mountains. Traveler met all kinds of people like this. You know the type. Twinks.
Yeah, Tibet has its own
fuck is
laws,
him?
Boomstick. Many twinks being one of them. Maybe 2 or 3 of them, actually.
Ringmaster.
Shut up, Wiz. This guy's been playing Genshin since launch.
I know everything there is to know about the Genshin meta. Either can mix elements for different reactions. Basically, big elemental combinations. Geo crystallizes materials into special barriers. Electro mixed with water stuns foes. Animo spreads elements around in swirls of destruction. Boom!
Like how I combine beer and gunpowder.
Exactly, Boomstick. Using Dendro, Traveler can form plant life that, when mixed with water and lightning, makes homing beams. Yeah, run from that. With enough clever thinking and artifact farming, you can combine anything in Genshin.
Okay, we get it. Go lose another 50-50, you whale.
I'll show you a whale. Drop one on your lap next time you're not looking.
In Sumeru, Traveler later beat Scaramouche, an edgy catboy with multiple elements at his fingertips, all in a time loop that got repeated 168 times.
Speaking of time, Ether had control of more than just his own future. Tibet's fate fundamentally changed in ways small and grand, all through his unending willpower.
I have nothing to say about
Because
this.
the
I don't
Traveler
know
was
this.
a descender, someone unbound by the land's destiny. Even this big tree that records all of the world's events had no idea he existed.
Like when he helped defy the judgment of a biblical flood in Fontaine, where he mastered Hydro for his best Cuphead impression with water bullets.
Heck, a dinosaur chose not to blow up the world just because Paimon and Traveler befriended it. If that wasn't cool enough, Traveler can, unrelated, turn into a dinosaur. Hell yeah! Oh, look at him. I wonder if I could get a dinosaur on my Genshin team.
Through these legally distinct Pokemon, Ether can fly, dig through the earth, or charge foes like a Jurassic bull. He traveled across the land, searching far and wide, and finally stopped swinging that one-star dull blade.
Instead, picking up the prototype Rancor, which he wields like a beast thanks to the Swordmaster Skirk, and several straight days of training. What a grind set! Still, Traveler Sist kept eluding him, choosing to hang in the shadows with these Gluminati folk.
A group from Conria, the nation cursed by the gods for messing with the Abyss. Unbeknownst to Ether, his sister had already traveled to Vat in a journey that mirrored his own.
And at the end, she found... Well, we don't really know. Not yet, at least. But whatever it is got her to side with the creepy villains. Lot twist!
Eventually, Ether reached the nation of Natlan to fight in its never-ending war with the Abyss. He gained the Pyro element, learning to launch fireballs and explosions combined of flame with lightning.
He didn't just dabble in fancy pyrotechnics. By connecting with the people there, Traveler achieved Night Soul's Blessing, a power-up state fueled by primordial element juice, strong enough to make a blade of fire hundreds of feet long. Hell yeah, that's strong enough to take down the heart of the Abyss, which is on the level of 5-star waifus like Mawika and the Raiden Shogun.
An Archon who, in ages past, sliced Yashiori Island in two.
That's cool, but how about when this Venti guy threw a whole-ass mountain? According to Paimon, Traveler can level a mountain himself.
Additionally, Ether learned how to use light energy to form a Kuvaki shield, something he used to protect the people of Nodcry by blocking a cannon blast with enough energy to obliterate a town.
This was no ordinary cannon either. It also uses Kavaki energy, so that's a beam of light.
Through all his adventures, Ether had come to genuinely...
I feel like this is so one-sided, bro.
It is. That's what I said. From
This is
jump.
bullshit.
This is a video game, so like, yeah, they're gonna be doing wild shit in the video game.
Bullshit is what I just heard.
care for Tevat's people. Maybe one day he will reunite with his sister, but for now, he's fighting for a whole new world. His new home.
Ooh, you need a higher adventure rank for that.
Don't you worry, gang. I dumped all my savings into Primo Gems for this. We can't miss when those ice guys trying to kill the Traveler inevitably warm up to him. Still got it.
Oh, so that's why you're broke as shit.
To Ether, the journey has meaning. The birds of Tevat, the songs of its people, they are all part of it. Even if he's against the abyss itself, a new dawn is somewhere just beyond the stars, and a field of flowers Lumine too loved. The battle's about to start, and if you like death battle music, some of your favorite battle tracks are coming.
You're awesome composer.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win too.
So you
Dot.
and for a death battle!
Wind Blade!
Two elements? Cute!
What's going on? Paimon goes treasure hunting for 2 minutes. Now everything is going kaboom. Second me!
Cool glider. Can it do this?
Aang's not even taking this next serious.
one fights alone.
No, I need an avatar. I think he could just turn off. I mean, I guess he couldn't technically turn off Ozai's fire, but like,
You have to energy bend him.
yeah, but it's still like he's throwing rocks, he's throwing fire. It's like, stop. No,
you
like
could cook that if he was in the Avatar state.
For those who came before, and those who will follow, I am Avatar Aang, the last Airbender.
Take this! Through the heights and shallows. Through infinite dusts and dawns!
Way to go, Traveler! But does this mean no treasure?
Yeah, nah, that's how.
KO! And my dailies are done. What a miss.
This was an interesting pairing, so let's break this down by power, experience, speed, and elements.
First up, power. Aang and Traveler could both change the terrain of entire cities, and were way stronger than characters that can break mountains. But at their peak, they're both tearing up islands.
Aang's avatar state made him on par with Kyoshi, who created and moved the island of Kyoshi. Similarly, Night Soul's blessing let Ether contend with Archon-level foes like the Raiden Shogun, who split Yashiori Island in two.
With an attack that even Vision Bearers weaker than Traveler can block. So he's definitely on that level.
Kyoshi Island is over 6 miles wide and long. Kyoshi moved the island 17 miles offshore in 2 seconds, so we have everything we need to calculate the amount of kinetic energy this would require.
Turns out it's basically the same as cutting through Yashiori Island, about 3,000 gigatons of TNT. So their power is tied up.
Which means comparing their experience is crucial.
Ether's mastered more elements than Aang, but the Avatar state gave Aang centuries of knowledge.
With the memories and abilities of past avatars, Aang's kit was so extensive in a way Ether had no real answer for.
Not to mention, Aang's training was more focused. Traveler is skilled, sure, but his training was mostly just a means to finding his sister, while Aang's journey was all about mastering elements to combat other elements.
Experience narrowly goes to Aang. However, another important factor to consider is speed.
In terms of mobility, both could roughly match the other. If Traveler was immobilized with earthbending, he could just dig his way out as a dinosaur.
And Aang's airbending and glider meant he could easily counter Ether if he took flight.
But in terms of raw reaction speed, Traveler had it in the bag. Aang bending away lightning is crazy fast, but Traveler could dodge lightning much earlier in his journey, and now he can block that light-speed Kuvaki laser.
While lightning can move over 200,000 miles per hour, a beam of light can move 186,000 miles per second.
Over 3,000 times faster than Aang. Traveler takes speed by a landslide.
So this all came down to the elements. Who could turn the forces of nature against the other?
At first, I actually thought this was Aang's dub.
Ether's elemental control is remarkable, but most of his attacks are projectiles, spires, and very specific implements that Aang has bent away in the past. Ether has never shown the precision or...
When they went to go, I think it was Ba Sing Se, Toph, everybody, whole team Avatar went down. That shit was fire.
Creative flexibility.
Yeah, that shit was fire. Like, that was aura.
That we've seen with Aang's bending.
But throw in the combos of elemental reactions and the script flips. Traveler could mix not just his elements, but also Aang's in ways that Aang could not. Bending was Aang's greatest strength, but also, against Traveler, a weakness.
Because Aang usually had one or more elements around him, it gave Ether an easy access point through these combinations. When Aang used fire, Ether could use lightning to catch him in an overload. If Aang used water, Traveler's electrocharge could paralyze him, and so on.
This isn't just a gameplay thing. Genshin characters like the lovely Lisa canonically say this is how the elements work.
And unlike Aang, Ether has fought multiple people who can use multiple elements. The longer the fight went on, the more Ether would trip Aang up with these combinations, some of which Aang could not bend.
Aang could redirect lightning, sure, but what about electro buzzsaws or an electrified tornado?
Are they not lightning? Could I not still do the...
I mean,
it's not a straight bolt.
it's not, which I guess makes it like
Harder?
I'm just sick. I'm just kind of bending that shit away. Like, it's fucking electric tornado. I don't watch.
Bro, I just like, I'm just kind of sick that my man's lost, bro.
And you would have to just not get hit by those electric.
Yeah.
Or dendroblasts of pure plant energy.
The Kavaki shield especially gave Ether a strong defense to fall back on. Since it was made of pure light, Aang had no way to remove it outside of brute force.
By comparison, Aang's wind barrier wouldn't block travelers' elements.
So you're telling me...
And like all the sub-elements, like an avatar who can bend metal, lightning, lava. Like you have to be able to, which is like...
But put Aang when he's an adult.
My thing is, if he's in an avatar state, doesn't it technically give him that?
Yeah, it does.
To do everything
Technically, it does because he said
thousands
of
years.
They
so
said
I'm
that
like,
can.
he low-key should be able to do anything with any element.
Right.
Elements. It would actually merge with them and create more combos that would target Aang himself. Not a great situation to be in.
And since Ether's powers came from external earthly sources, like those statues, Aang could not depower him with energy bending, even if he theoretically overcame Ether's willpower.
Willpower that is strong enough to alter the fate of the entire world. Sorry, Aang, but Elements goes to the Traveler, cinching his victory. Either way you cut it, he was in his element.
The winner is the Traveler, Ether.
Okay, I'm
Lame
ready.
as fuck. I can't even lie. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Any final thoughts?
We expected that. It's okay.
It was lame as fuck. My man's lost. I mean, you know, we ain't gonna always catch all the dubs, but fuck him. Fuck this guy. Anyway, thank you for you guys watching. Like up, sub up. Tell me what your guys' thoughts are in the comments below. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Grit your teeth and chase your dreams. We out.